Hey everyone, thanks for joining me in my kitchen today. My name is Katie Modine and I am the kindergarten through second grade ministry director for Westside Christian Church. But before that, I was a pastry chef and went to culinary school, so I love to be in the kitchen. So I am in quarantine right now, just like all of you, due to the coronavirus. And so it's hard enough being at home, and then days like today where it's rainy and a little cooler, they just kind of get me down. So I realized that I have to do things at home that bring me joy if I want to be joyful in this season. So cooking, like I said, is one of the things that does bring me joy, and I love it because I learned to cook when I was a young kid, and it's a skill I will use all my life. So I said that I work with kids, so I want to bring the skills and the fun that I'm having into your kitchen. And so these videos, I want to help teach kids how to be more confident in the kitchen and knowledgeable with what to do. Like I said, it's a skill you'll use all your life. It also combines art, math, and science. So I know a lot of you are being homeschooled right now, so maybe you can get in the kitchen for some of your schooling. So there are lots of ways to be creative in the kitchen. I'm going to go through very basic recipes that you will be able to do in your own kitchen using ingredients you hopefully already have and things that are really easy to make. So I'll also give you some great tips for how to have the best outcome and how to have good sanitation and safety tips in the kitchen too. So for these, I want the kids to be the leaders in the kitchen, and parents, you get to be the assistants. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so no matter what you're making in the kitchen, there are 3 things that I always do first. Number 1 is I put on my apron. This is totally optional. I just use it because I know things can get a little messy sometimes and I want to keep my clothes clean. So that is up to you. Secondly, I have long hair, so you can see that I put my hair back in a ponytail. This will help keep my hair out of the food because I don't want to eat my hair. And then it will also, whenever I look down, keep it out of my face so I can see better. So if you have long hair, make sure to put it back. And the third thing, and probably the most important thing, is to wash your hands. We don't want to be bringing any germs into our food, especially for things that we're not going to be actually cooking. So it's really important to wash your hands. So go ahead and do that, and then we're going to get started. Today we're going to be making homemade granola bars. What's really fun about this is that we can make them all different kinds of flavors. So leave out things you don't like, put in things you do, make it colorful, make it nutty, chocolatey, whatever you want to do. So it's really fun to make it customizable to whatever your favorites are. Okay, so we're going to get started. Like I said, I already have my oats and Rice Krispies here in this bowl. So next I have my mix-ins. So this is where you get to be really creative and kind of do whatever you want to do as far as the flavoring. I already have all of my things in here, which includes cashews, flaxseed, chia seed, sunflower seeds, cinnamon, and then I went ahead and added my salt in here as well. So you can go ahead and dump all of this in the bowl together. And then if you had a spatula or a large spoon, you can go ahead and mix all of this up. Okay, for this portion, we are using the oven, so you do need to have a parent with you. You can use the microwave if you're really uncomfortable, but I definitely suggest you try to use the oven because whenever you use it with a parent's help, that helps you get to be more comfortable and knowledgeable around the fire, and then you are actually less likely to have accidents with it when you know about it and how it works. So go ahead and turn your flame on, and then you're just going to need a small pot. So it can be about on medium heat. And then here in my first bowl, I already have my coconut oil and honey. So go ahead and put those into your pot. You will also need a whisk for this, and then go ahead and add your brown sugar as well. So the reason that we're heating this up is because we want to dissolve the brown sugar. and we don't want it to be really granulated still, and it just won't incorporate into the food as well. So we're going to heat this just until the brown sugar is dissolved. So that means that it will need to come to a simmer, which is little tiny bubbles. A note about the coconut oil too, if you do not have coconut oil, just leave it out. Do not try and substitute a different type of oil. It doesn't have the same properties, so it will not work the same. I love coconut oil and use it for a ton of different things. It has really good properties, nutrients, as a healthy fat. Whenever it's cooler, it turns hard, but you warm it up just a little bit and it completely liquefies. So it's good for all different types of things. So go ahead and keep stirring and heating until it is ready to go. Okay, so you can see that my liquid is starting to simmer. You see those bubbles around the side. A simmer is little bubbles. A boil would be if the whole thing had large bubbles everywhere. So this is just a little bit of simmer around the side. So it's just starting to get to the temperature we need. So we're gonna let it go a little while longer. I can really smell the honey and it smells so good. I recently found a apiary, which is where they make honey and have the bees, that is close to Springfield. It's just outside in Cantrell. It's called Shady Oak Apiary. So their honey is really delicious. Gotta love local vendors too. Okay, so now you can see we have more bubbles. The color is starting to change, and so that is just what we need. I know that my sugar is dissolved, so you can go ahead and shut the flame off. Okay, now my flame is turned off, and in here I have my peanut butter and vanilla. So go ahead and add those two things. If you are allergic to nuts or just simply do not like peanut butter, then I recommend using sun butter instead. It's made with sunflower seeds. Pretty delicious. You can find it at Aldi's, Walmart, I think most grocery stores. So that is a nut-free substitution you can try out. Okay, so then you're just gonna wanna stir this until it's a smooth mixture. There we go. So again, in here I have brown sugar, coconut oil, honey, peanut butter, and vanilla. So this is exactly what we need it to look like, nice and creamy and smooth. It will be pretty warm still, so be careful. And then over here we have all of our dry ingredients, which includes the Rice Krispies, the oats, and all of the mix-ins, whatever flavors you chose. A note about the oats, if you need something gluten-free, feel free to just leave the oats out and use all Rice Krispies or even a different cereal if you'd like. Okay, so now we are ready to add our creamy peanut butter goodness into our dry ingredients. So remember that the pot is still probably very warm, so be careful. And go ahead and just scoop all of that right on top in your bowl. You want to keep stirring until it looks like everything is incorporated really well. That means that you can see the sauce on all of the parts. So right here, there's still a lot of dry ingredients that I can tell don't have peanut butter on it. So I know that means I need to keep stirring. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, so here I have a 9x13 pan with just some wax paper in it. You can also use parchment paper. If you've never heard of parchment paper, look it up, you will thank me. So we're just going to lay this in first, and I have it come out on the sides a little more, so you want to lay it down and then dump all of this into your pan. Okay, and then kind of spread it around with your spatula. Okay, now if you left some room, you can take this over and then pat it down. Okay, so if you wanted to do something on top of it, like add sprinkles or anything like that, this would be the time to go ahead and shake that on and then again press it down. So it's still pretty warm right now. I'm gonna let it cool. And while I do that, I'm actually going to heat up some chocolate chips in the microwave so I can drizzle that on top. These are dark chocolate. I always prefer dark chocolate because it has less sugar and it has antioxidants in it, which are good for you. So I'm gonna heat this up in the microwave by just letting it go for 15 seconds and then stir it, go another 15 seconds, stir it, keep doing that until it's fully melted, and then I'll come and drizzle it on top. Okay, now my chocolate is melted. I also added a little bit of coconut oil to just kind of thin it out. You can also use a little bit of milk, heavy cream, or even a little bit of water just to thin it so you can drizzle it easier. So I'm gonna just go ahead and drizzle this on. Okay, now my granola bars are pretty much done. The next thing to do is cool it. So since I don't have the chocolate, I'm not gonna put the paper back over it. You can if you want to, if you do not have a topping that needs to chill. So go ahead and stick it in the refrigerator and let it chill for about 20 minutes, and then we will be able to take it out and then cut it after that. While the granola bars are chilling in the fridge or freezer, this is the perfect time for you to go ahead and clean up your mess. So do the dishes, do not leave them for mom or dad or anyone else to do, and clean up the counters too, and then we'll be ready for our next step. Okay, now my granola bars are ready to go. The chocolate is set. So we left this hanging out on the side so we can pull it out. So just kind of loosen it up if it needs to, and then you can lift the whole thing out. You can set our pan aside and then transfer it onto the cutting board. Make sure it's loose on the wax paper so after we cut it, it doesn't get stuck on there. You can actually just throw the wax paper away if you want at this point, or to keep your board clean, you can keep it on there. So next you're gonna need a big knife. You will need your parents' help for this one. So then you can just go ahead and cut it up into bars or whatever shape that you want. Thanks again for joining me in my kitchen today. I always love it when I'm cooking, and I love that I can do it with friends too. I will keep making videos to keep giving you tips and feeling comfortable and confident in the kitchen so you can have these skills that will last you your whole lifetime. This also gives you an outlet to be creative and do things at home, to get your hands dirty, and even help others out. In this time, we have to find things that bring us joy, because there are so many things going on that suck the joy right out of us. There are things that can bog us down with worry and anxiety and sadness, loneliness. So whether it's cooking or something completely different, just find something that brings you joy and make sure you spend time doing that. Bonus points if you can share what that is with other people. One great thing about food is that I can cook for more than just me. I can cook enough for my whole family and maybe even some friends. Hebrews 13:16 says, "Don't forget to do good and share with others, for this sacrifice pleases God." So I hope that you have a great time in your kitchen. Let me know what you cook, send me pictures, and if you want to see another video with a different recipe, then leave a comment.